couple of you, I said, what's the most high performance thing you ever did? And one of you said, nothing comes to mind. Where's my fucking gun? We used to have a live one. We don't do that anymore. And when you do it right. You know, don't fuck around. We've had people shoot their face off trying to commit suicide from this program. Because they do, it just blows their fucking jaw off. When you're gonna do it fucking right. Metaphorically speaking, as my lawyers tell me, metaphorically speaking, do it fucking right. And if you wanna know how to slash your wrist, I'll show you how to fucking slash your wrist.
You are a cunt. You are a cunt. Nobody likes you 'cause you are a cunt. You are a cunt. You are a cunt. Fuck off and die, you useless cunt.
To me, you're all cunts. And when I say cunt, you're a coward. I've had the privilege of addressing SEAL Team 6, Special Forces, Green Berets, you name it. Guys that hand-to-hand combat, killed people, and they're emotionally weak. They're no bigger or smaller cunts than you are. You weren't programmed to be Bill Gates. You weren't programmed to be Roger Federer. You weren't programmed to be the Williams sisters. You weren't programmed to be Tiger Woods. And God knows you weren't programmed to be anything even remotely close to me. You're here because your parents fucked up. Most people that attend this seminar should have rolled down the inside of your fat mama's leg. And all of you had big pigs for mothers. I've had people in here that their mother gained 120 fucking pounds for a 6-pound baby. So look at your eyes, I think some of your mamas, although you weren't there, we are programmed to be exactly where we are, fucked. Now, contrary to what people think, I'm approaching my 75th birthday, and Halley's Comet comes every 75 years. The last time Halley's Comet came was in 1986. The next time it's expected is, I believe, 2061. I'll be 115, or about when I thought I'll check out. But Halley's Comet, there's only one Halley's Comet. In the history of this 13.8 billion years of the planet, there's only been one Halley's Comet, and there's only one of me. Next year, I'm going through some extensive tests at one of the great medical centers to find out exactly how unhuman I am. I have a 13th rib. The last Homo sapien, not Homo sapien, was Neanderthal, had 13 ribs. So I'm gonna go through an extensive battery of tests. My testosterone is 1800, and your testosterone is between 300 and 700. 700 if you can get it up. Mine's 1800. So we're gonna do a battery of tests, we'll see. But the fact that I'm one of a kind has nothing to do with the fact that the system that I developed, which I copied from Andrew Carnegie, unlike the gurus that you've been to, I used to embarrass you to ask you how many went to this seminar, how many went to the, I'm not gonna embarrass you. But I copied Andrew Carnegie's system. And the reason why Andrew Carnegie he didn't call it QLA obviously, because he was a cheap, mean means cheap in this part of the world, cheap Scot who didn't like giving away equity in his transactions. So he did almost everything exclusively with commercial debt. That's how this system was invented. Because of a cheap 4'8" little fuck didn't want to give away equity. And the commercial debt transaction was invented more or less about 120 years ago. And why doesn't Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, whoever else the fuck you talk to or have talked to, discuss this model or methodology? Because there's literally no fees associated with it. So if they give you a commercial debt deal, how are they going to charge you money other than normal bank rates? I am one of 1,000 people on the planet that can teach this, but there's 999 others that don't teach it. Why? Because there's no upsells, there's no side sells, there's no affiliate programs. And as I told you last night, I'm it. I just got an email from a guy, 2 emails. I got one from a jarhead Marine. By the way, veterans, thank you for your service. For those of you that served in here, thank you for your service. And freedom isn't free. I got 2 emails, one from a Marine officer thanking me, blah, 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 blah. And I got another email from a guy who basically, from September last month, dropped out. He was just here. He's not the first one to drop out of the program, out of the September group. Because you will be able to ascertain, it should be instantaneously, but because you're slow and the synapses aren't firing right, almost instantaneously, that this ain't for you. This ain't for you. And the model that we give you to follow is only going at about 80 miles an hour. It's not full bore. It's not 150 miles an hour. Because at 150 miles an hour, we have nobody that lasts. So 75, 80 miles an hour, that's how it starts. But before we leave here, it'll be 100 miles an hour. And then it's up to you to push the pedal to the metal and go over 100 miles an hour. But the system is bloody fucking easy. bloody fucking easy. And I'm not the only one that knows how to teach it, but I'm the only one that teaches it. And I've said for 26 and a half, almost 27 years, next year somebody's going to be teaching this. Next year. Sally, about 20 years ago, says, I don't think anybody's ever going to teach it, Dan. Well, she was right and I was wrong, because there's nobody teaching it. Now, there's a theory. 1945, there were 2 atomic bombs. There's been more than 2 atomic bombs dropped. But the 2 that are more or less infamous, famous, are Hiroshima and Nagasaki on August 6th and August 9th of 1945. That's the August 6th bomb. Now, for those of you that have seen the movie Godzilla, you know that Godzilla used to be a lizard like this, but after the French in Polynesia dropped bombs, he became a big monster, right? Well, there was a theory after the war. There's plenty of scientific proof that places where they dropped the bomb testing, I mean, people are all fucked up, born with 2 heads, 4 legs, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a theory that the atoms change the energy flow on the planet when those 2 bombs were dropped. We're all energy, and then when the second one was dropped, I was born the next day. Now, whether there's any truth to that, I don't have a fucking clue. But I am different. I've been different all my life. All my life. When I was a little baby, my mother used to put a mirror over to see if I was breathing, because I used to sleep 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. And my mother said, the doctor said, that's not natural. And she checked me 4 or 5 times a day to see if I was breathing, to put fog on the mirror. So from when I was a little kid, I've never been like everybody else. Now I had ADHD, I'm OCD, I'm dyslexic, I'm a bunch of other things, but that's not why they thought I was different. I was different. I've always been attracted towards trouble. I've always been attracted towards doing things outside, what now is common cliche, outside the box. And I've never, ever, ever given a fuck what anybody thought of me. And I've never been a pleaser. Most of you are in bad shape because you're pleasers. Whether you're trying to please your mom, your brothers, your sisters, whoever the fuck you're trying to please. But I've never suffered from those things. And I wanted to be a priest. I can't say without smiling now, but I wanted to be a priest, Catholic priest, when I was a kid. But I'd be the fucking Pope though. I wouldn't have fucked around. And I put my money on St. Teresa when the bitch was just a fucking nun. And when we talk about off camera about St. Teresa, she was a ruthless fucking bitch. And she made it to be a saint, the fastest in the history of the Catholic Church. So arguably the biggest fucking bitch to ever come out of the Catholicism to be the saint that made sainthood the fastest. Success leaves clues, and that's why my 240 nuns and priests that pray for me every motherfucking day say, I am on a rocket ship to motherfucking heaven. I'm gonna pass Elon, Branson, and Bezos on the way to Mars like they were standing still. And I've never given flowers, candy. I don't say thank you. I've never said I'm sorry. Are you getting to here? And we haven't even talked about the founder yet. Are you getting the picture? Everybody we're gonna talk about is an asshole. Steve Jobs, arguably the biggest asshole that ever was born in the last 100 years. We haven't talked about him yet. But they're icons. They changed the world. And make sure you get your mother flowers for whatever you do. I don't know. Mother's Day, right? There's a Mother's Day, right? And how has that program worked out for you so far? A couple of you in the room, 4 or 5 of you got a few shekels meaning money, by accident. And you put that as some of you put the highest achievement, and there's a method to the madness of the questions that I asked you to fill out. A couple of you, I said, what's the most high performance thing you ever did? And one of you said, nothing comes to mind. Where's my fucking gun? We used to have a live one. We don't do that anymore. And when you do it right. You know, don't fuck around. We've had people shoot their face off trying to commit suicide from this program. Because they do, it just blows their fucking jaw off. When you're gonna do it fucking right. Metaphorically speaking, as my lawyers tell me. Metaphorically speaking, do it fucking right. And if you wanna know how to slash your wrist, I'll show you how to fucking slash your wrist. So a few of you made a few shekels by accident, not on purpose. But I'll bet my left testicle, which produces more sperm and testosterone in this entire room, that the people that have made a few shekels call their mom once a month, send birthday cards, Mother's Day cards, right? Because you're good boys. For the gals, you'd be good gals. But anyway, and when I say guys, even though we have 2 ladies, and I hope you're not ladies, but anyway, we have 2 females in the room, but I always say guys, so that's just the way it is. But the program is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And whether I changed or not, or my DNA was changed because of the atomic bomb, I have no fucking idea. But I'll be 75 pretty soon, and I've never met anybody even remotely like me. Now, some people say that I've arrived when Cambridge University has my book in their library. This year they've decided, and it's not clear what section it's in though. I haven't, but the book's on audio, which I updated last year or the year before. These 3 people have something in common. Bill, Jennifer, and Paris Hilton. Does anybody want to guess what it is?
They're rich.
No, beyond that. I mean, they have the 3 largest carbon footprints on the planet. They're the 3 worst people vis-a-vis climate change or climate warming, if that's what you want to call it. Bill has the biggest footprint on the planet. Jennifer has the second biggest, and Paris Hilton, and I knew her father or grandfather, Baron Hilton, on the planet. Yet Bill Gates does a lot of great things for the planet. And arguably, I don't know if Jennifer, she's a great entertainer. I have to really stretch to figure out what Paris Hilton does. She's arguably an entertainer as well. But nobody's busting Bill Gates' balls about his big, fucking jet as big as Air Force One, are they? Not that I heard about. Go back, we fucked up everything. And 25 years ago, almost to the day, Bruce Whipple and I, sitting at one of my seminars, pixels are fucked up because it's a copy of a copy of a copy. I said, Bruce, we got to go back because we fucked up everything. That was a seminar in Los Angeles, 1994. Bruce the Whipple, Hall of Famer, who will be my master of ceremonies at my one-day event in London in a few weeks. I will prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that we as a species are through. The reason why Elon Musk, and he said it, and the reason why a lot of the guys want us to be a multi-planet species is because we're through here. Not because of global warming, not because of climate change, we're through. We've got 7.5 billion people, of which only 0.00001% of the planet, or 750,000 people, can do QLA. Not because it's intellectually challenging, because it's emotionally draining. I told you last night we've only had one nervous breakdown this year, no attempted suicides, I believe. Last year was a hot year, though. Last year we had 4 or 5 attempted suicides, 3 or 4 nervous breakdowns. It was a good year. Because I know it was a good year because you were pushing yourself. Now, Bruce the Whipple, that was in Palos Verdes, California, at the Palos Verdes Inn, where I used to give one-day seminars. And by the way, this seminar that you're going to have spend a week on, I used to cover in 18 hours, one day, 18 hours, including 3 hours Q&A. So it was about 12 to 15 hours of seminar and 3 to 5 hours Q&A. Same material. The material hasn't changed 10%. How we present the material has changed dramatically, as you'll see. This is the first group in a long, long time. We have no repeats. We have no veterans that I'm aware of, and we have no students. But normally we have the last seminar and the various seminars we've had. Jason Nagy, who's one of the current superstars. We've had danlok come back. Of course, we've had Josh Kim come back. We've had Peter, hospital magnate, come back. But you will see. See, if I was getting ready to upsell you, I'd be telling you just the opposite of what I'm telling you now. I'm telling you basically all wasted your money. Hell of an opening, huh? But based on statistics, as I said last night, we have a minimum of 60% fallout. And we stopped counting at 60 because we don't think it should be 80, 90 because then nobody will ever come. We're booked up for 3.5 years. So I guess I'm wrong about that. But that shows the level of desperation. Why this fucking thing should be booked up 3.5 years is beyond anything that I could conceive of. Some people are paying 45,000 pounds for these seats. And there's no limit. There's 2 kinds of pain in life. I said last night, pain that hurts and pain that alters. For those of you that are successful with the program, it'll be the pain that alters. And by the way, the best people to come out of the seminar the last few years all take copious notes. When they go back, they all transform their notes into a cogent format that relates to the 30 some gigs you're going to get. They have standing desks. They walk on a treadmill. A couple of you tubs of shit. I mean, I could take a chainsaw and cut your fucking fat off. They walk on a treadmill. 4 kilometers an hour seems to be the perfect where you can work on a laptop and walk on a treadmill. No incline. But those are the successful ones. There will be people in this room that don't even take a note. How serious are you? How serious are you? Now, this is from one of you. Young man, would you read it, please?
I'm a fucking idiot.
Go ahead.
Can't do it. I just need a bullet in my head. I can't even get myself to do that. I don't deserve anything. I will never accomplish anything. I'm not worthy of being alive. I'm lying, miserable cunt that tells everyone he's going to be someone but knows he will not. The girl will stay with me even if I don't become rich. I can never let go of the dream of becoming rich. If I can't reach my goal, I want to die. I can never do a normal job knowing what is possible. I would rather kill myself. I'm not scared of doing. I don't know what to do. Find out what I need to do. I need to start doing. I need your help, Mr. P.
There's 2 sections in the weekly report that I look at more closely. One of which is, what did I learn this week? And the other one, which we're not going to go through on film, what am I not telling Mr. Peña? In the what am I not telling Mr. Peña section, we've had people send me slides, pictures of snuff sex as they kill people they're having sex with. And you want to know how fucked up the world is. Why you would send that to me in your weekly report is beyond the pale. That's why we're not showing it in the next slide. And I delete the pictures of the girls hanging from a rope blue as he's fucking her in the ass. That's where we are today! And that's why QLA works so well, because there's no fucking competition. The only people that you will be competing against are other QLA mentees, not necessarily just the ones that have come through the seminar, because that's only 99.99% of the people that use QLA I've never met. They've never come to the seminar. They get all the material free on the website. So the ones that I've actually touched and I've spent time with, Those are the billionaires that I can attest to. There may be more billionaires that I don't know about. And that Hall of Fame is only about 40% of the people that should be on the Hall of Fame, but the other 60% don't want their pictures because you can track people down by facial recognition. That's less than half of the people that should be up there. And when we go through the webinars the next few days, those are the people that are willing to talk to you. Most of them just say, fuck you, I'm on board, pull up the gangplank. Because they look at you as competition. If they could see your faces like I'm seeing them now, they would know you're not competition. But they think you're competition, so they don't want to help you. They don't want to help you. YouTube, thank you. See you later.